Shalom, Kol Halo Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the World War III Daily Update. All right, and this is going to be about the Carmanians. Okay, so this is 2nd Ezra 15, and we'll start at 28. Start at 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, the Arab states, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Talk about World War III here. Also the Carmanians, all right, we go back and check this word Carmanian, it goes right back to Iran. Also the Carmanians, raging with wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay? And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Let's talk about World War III. All right, let's get that real quick. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Well, we're giving you the breakdown. Okay. Also, the Carmanians, raging with wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Well, in the headlines, who do we see? Who do we see in the headlines? An hour ago on Secret Files 333. Breaking: Israel attacks Iranian bases. All right, 20 hours ago. Iran strikes again. Iranian drones hijacked 3 ships in the Gulf of Oman. A day ago. Iran hijacks U.S. and U.K. ships. Is that in Oman? All right. Okay. UN building hit by missile. That's got to be Iran. It's got to be Iran. Israel's attack on Iran begins. Iran attacks Israel with its secret weapon. Look at Iran. Look at the Carmanian. Iran's missile have no chance against Israel. What's going on? This is World War III. Okay. Russian radar was deployed to guard the Iranians in Syria. Okay. Multiple Iranian drones used in deadly attack on Israel. It's 5 days ago. Everything is Iran, Iran, Iran. And Israel. The biggest fight right now in World War III is Iran against Israel. Let's get that real quick. Let's get this one. This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hear this counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock of who? Of the Edomites. Who is that? That's those Amalekites over there in Israel. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Well, they're doing that. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Iran's missiles have no chance against who? Israel is drawing them out. Who's drawing out the Carmanians? Breaking, Israel attacks who? The Carmanians. The least of the flock, the Israelis, not us, attacks Iranian bases. Iran strikes again. Who did they strike? Let's find out.
We match all the...
Bet you it's the least of the flock.
6 ships in Gulf of Oman lose control days after vessel attacked by drones. Reports say Iranian-backed forces may have seized Asphalt Princess tanker. British military calls it a potential hijack. At least 6 ships off the coast of the United Arab Emirates broadcast warnings Tuesday that they had lost control of their steering under unclear circumstances as British authorities reported a potential hijack was underway in the area. It wasn't immediately clear what was happening off the coast of Fujairah in the Gulf of Oman. According to the Reuters news agency, which quoted 2 security maritime sources, Iranian-backed forces were believed to have seized one of the tankers. Shipping authority Lloyd's List and maritime intelligence firm Dryad Global both identified the vessel involved as Panama-flagged asphalt tanker Asphalt Princess. The vessel's owner, listed as Emirati Free Zone-based Glory International, could not immediately be reached for comment late Tuesday. The 6 vessels announced around the same time via their automatic identification system trackers that they were not under command, according to marinetraffic.com. That typically means a vessel has lost power and can no longer steer. At the same time, if they are in the same vicinity and in the same place, then very rarely that happens, said Ranjit Raja, an oil and shipping expert with data firm Refinitiv. Not all the vessels would lose their engines or their capability to steer at the same time. One of the vessels later began moving. An Oman Royal Air Force Airbus C-295 MPA, a maritime patrol aircraft, flew in circles for hours over the area where the ships were, according to data from Flightradar24.com.
Okay, Oman is in Jordan. Look at this. Time to weaponize these ships against attacks. Israel will level Iran. It was Israel. They looking reason to attack Iran. Look at this. Anunnaki, Jews and YouTube family already. Game over. What? You're dreaming. Look at the fight in the comments. Iran smart, hit them where it hurt. Crush Israel. Crazy. Iran is nothing and should become a glass parking lot. All right, so anyway, okay, maybe I will. Could have been mistaken on that one. Iran hijacks U.S. and U.K. ships. That must be what this is, okay. But the point is, the Carmanians are rising up. Why? Because they're going heads up. Iran made its nuclear weapon. That was in the previous video. Israel is under Iranian attack. Why? Because they're going heads up. Least of the flock has drawn out the Carmanians. It's 2 months ago. Let's get a couple of these. Let's see. Afghanistan. Iran hijacks U.S. and U.K. ships. Massive explosion in Iran. It says Mossad. Who is Mossad? Israeli Mossad. Okay? This is the least of the flock, drawing them out, getting this war started. The main war, first it started right in Israel with Hamas and Hezbollah coming after the least of the flock. And then it grew to, well, Iran, you're the proxy. You're the one giving them the ammo. You're the one giving them the rockets. So let's just go at you. So you see this thing. Where's it all starting? It's all starting over whatever is going on in Israel. Why are these Arab states going after Israel? Because they know that those people don't belong there. All right? They know that in 70 AD, under Roman persecution, that the Israelites were run up out of there, and when they were run up out of there, they were black. And that's just the truth. All right? And now, when they come back in 48 or whenever the Balfour Declaration, they're coming back, and them ain't the Israelites. That's not them. That's what the Arabs are saying. Wait a minute, why did you leave black and now you're coming back white? And I'm not making this up. All right? Let's get that. See if they're going to show it. United Nations, Nassar and Diane, also known as Middle East Crisis 67. Let's see if they say that.
One day.
Slovakia. This is the reason here. See if they say it.
New York. The war is over, but the United Nations is busier than ever. The Security Council has rejected the Russian resolution demanding that Israeli troops withdraw from conquered territory. Russia says she will now take the matter to the General Assembly, which Premier Kosygin may attend. Lord Caradon, Britain, and Mr. Goldberg, United States,
They're
voted
not
with
going to say it
majority.
here.
Cairo. Very surprisingly, President Nasser is still the hero of Egypt. He told supporters his country had suffered a setback. Nevertheless, they refused to accept his resignation. Not the usual fate of a defeated leader.
This is the guy that said
General
it.
Diane, Israeli defense minister, is just about the most renowned soldier in the world just now. He planned and mounted at precisely the right moment what is destined to be regarded as a classic military campaign.
This is propaganda. Okay, let me see. Okay, because this guy here, Nasser, is the one who said it. Let's see. Jews left black and came back white. Fact over fiction. This is, I don't even want to get into that because I'm sure they have it doctored. Yeah, they got, see now, 10 years ago you could get information. Now all you get is disinformation. So we won't go into it. probably have to dig to find it. That's what you get out of YouTube nowadays. They're expunging all the real truth, and they'll let the bullshit ride. So let's go right here. And this is not a black and white thing. It's about the truth. And Nasser, the Jews left black and returned white. So I'm not making this up. Of course, they're going to do what they're going to do with it. All right, because this is very important information. All right, and you know how this devil does his thing. Let's read this. I couldn't personally find any sources that shed light on when or where President Nelson supposedly said it, but if he did, it's probably in reference to the fact that a trace of the memory of the original Judean people still remains among some of the Egyptian population now. Okay, well, what does that say? Historical texts describe the Jews that once lived in Egypt as indistinguishable from the Nubians. And we all know that. Okay. So basically, it was just another fake quote made up by the black Hebrew Israelites in an attempt to claim they were real Jews. Come on now. Common sense, which obviously isn't too common, would show you that Moses had to look like the Egyptians at the time, and they were clearly Hamites. So this is, see, 10 years later, you can't get the truth. All right, all you can get. All right, so let's move on, as I thought. So the least of the flock. The Bible is telling you, okay? What does this say? Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord. We're talking about the Most High, God, that he hath taken against Edom. Who is Edom? All right, you can't change you can't go back in and change the Bible. Oh, but you're giving your own interpretation. No, we're about to see what's going on. We clearly see what's going on. All right, and his purpose is that he hath purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. All right. All right. Hey, you can't stop the Most High from doing what he's about to do. Concerning Edom, Jeremiah 49:7. This is what the Lord of hosts says. Is there no longer wisdom in Teman? Has counsel perished from the prudent? Has their wisdom decayed? It has, because the Most High bringing these devils down to the earth. All right, so that's good enough. We see World War III is jumping off. All right, here's what we see happening, and you can't stop it. All right. Joel 3 and 2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, not no impostors, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Well, who's down there in the parted land right now? Okay? It's not Israel because they're scattered among the nations. So whoever's down there in the parted land, you ain't Israel. Does that make sense? Of course it does. All right, so with that, until next week, this has been the World War III Daily Update. Okay? The Most High is on the move. He's gathering the troops down into the Valley of Jehoshaphat so he can destroy them. All right? If you want to go heads up in the comment section, then feel free. We can do that, and you'll get destroyed. All right? So, hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.